Hi guys, Billy back, and this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo figure, and who doesn't like a samurai bunny? This is based on the character from the original 80s cartoon Usagi Yojimbo. He had a few cameos during the series, and NECA have decided to immortalize him in figure form. So let's take a quick look at the box and then we'll get into the figure itself. And you can see they've done this lovely artwork with Usagi Yojimbo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. That logo there just hits me with all the nostalgia vibes in the world. And you've got the tail of Usagi Yojimbo there. And we've got Raphael and Leo looking a bit surprised at what amalgamates to a samurai bunny. Considering they're Ninja Turtles, you think they wouldn't look at this like it was such a big shock. But for some strange reason, they're like, holy crap, that's a violent bunny.
Whoa! Talking pigs and rabbits? I find that a little hard to swallow.
And then on the side, we've got the usual NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Tale of Usagi Yojimbo Volume 8. This is based on the sort of VHS tapes from America that you used to get back in the day. And then on the back, we've got some more artwork and we've got a couple of promo pics of the figure itself. And we've got these Ninja Turtles here lurking in the back. And they all look to be in very special disguises from the show. So I don't know if that's hinting that they're going to make these disguised turtles as well. I know they put them in trench coats, but maybe we're just going to get them pumping out turtles all over the place in various different guises. And these 80s street punk style Ninja Turtles, let's be honest, we'd buy them in a heartbeat. And then you can see the same on that side. We've got the turtles up the top, and we've got some blurb barcodes and whatever at the bottom. And then we also have a pull open cover, and if we pull this open, it's velcroed. And we can see we've got a promo pic of the figure there. And inside we have the figure, and we have all the cool little accessories on full display for you to see. Okay, let's open this up, get this figure out and have a look at exactly what it's like. Okay, and here he is just straight out of the box, and we can see he comes with quite a few accessories, so we're going to get into those in a minute. But just taking him out of the box quickly, I really like some of the stuff that they've done here. But let's just get into the accessories first, and then we'll take a look at the figure. And you can see he comes with this really nice straw hat. Some very nice black lines in there. On the other side, you can see it's all sculpted and painted. The lines are very clean. It comes with this little stretchy strap that's supposed to go on. I think it's supposed to go on his back. And then you can make him look like he's sort of like a farmer or something like that. And he also comes with a secondary head sculpt. And you can see that the ears are further back. And he's got a bit more of a scowl on his face. I think this is fight mode Usagi Yojimbo, and you can see he looks pretty mean. His ears are tied back with that band, and that's very nicely painted. It's not too messy. It's a bit loose on the bottom, but nothing too bad. And the eyes and the cartoonistic lines are very clean. And then he comes with this stabbing blade. I can't remember the name of these weaponry, but yeah, again, very nicely sculpted and painted. And I think this is a kunai, and it is, again, very nice. And you can see it's actually got some layered paint. It's got a dark brown and a light brown around the handle, and they've even painted in the black lines, and that looks pretty cool. And he comes with 4 extra hands. He's got 2 gripping hands and 2 fisted hands, and he obviously comes with the 2 relaxed hands on there. And these are pretty good. They hold the weaponry pretty well. These do have some nice sculpted fur in there. Oh, and just as a side note, if you're planning to put the swords in his hands and stuff, the brown paint can rub off on the edges of the hands. Not a big deal, because mostly he's going to be gripping his swords, and you're probably going to have him posing with his swords, let's be honest. But it is to be noted that because this guy is so white, even the tiniest fractions of paint or dirt will rub off on him. And that makes me wonder about the longevity of this figure, because when something is so brilliantly white, how long will it take to start yellowing? And here are his 2 swords, hands hold, and a really nice sort of cartoonistic colour on the blades, and they both pull out, which is really nice. I'm not entirely sure where these are going to go though. I don't know how they're supposed to attach, and if they're not, I don't know really. They should really be attached to him, so it'll be interesting to see how they go on, because there's no hooks or pins or anything to pin it into his side. So if they don't actually attach to this guy, that's going to be a bit of a fail for them, I think. And he comes with this cool little, is it a Stegosaurus or a Brontosaurus or something? Well, I like all the little black dots on there. 2 little black dots for eyes. I'm not entirely sure. Now, this is probably something to do with the cartoon. I don't fully remember it, if I'm honest. You know, it was many years ago I watched it, but it'd be interesting to see. Maybe I'll go back and watch it again. And he also comes with this robe that kind of fits him, but because all of his clothing is puffy anyway, the robe is even more puffy. Soft goods can be touch or go with figures, and honestly I'm not entirely sure the soft goods for this guy were needed. It's still pretty cool because it is a disguise he wears in the episode. Maybe others can futz about with it and make it better, but I don't know, I just can't get it right myself. And here is the figure himself, and incredibly nice detail. You can see all the fur is sculpted in, even the hairband is nice and clean. Thank God the eyes are straight. And then coming down into the body, you can see they've even cleanly painted all these bits here. Now, one of the things with these NECA Ninja Turtles you always have to do is warm these up before you start doing anything, because these I think are partly painted already assembled, so then you get paint inside the joints, so you would want to actually warm these up and move these about a bit before you start trying to articulate them. But again, you get the super squeaky joints as per usual. Articulation's pretty good. His head can roll about quite a lot. He can look down a fair amount, he can look up an okay amount. Head tilt from side to side is pretty good. He does have a lower joint in the neck there that helps a lot more with this type of thing. And the ears are on a peg so they can spin all the way round, but they can't move up or down. The costume he's wearing is actually rubber, so this can bend and flex pretty well. The arms can definitely do a T-pose. They have a 90-degree bend in the arms, but again they have lots and lots of rotation as well. And then the hands are on joints that sort of flex forward and back and can spin all the way round. Torso wise, he's got plenty of twist. He can bend down a little bit, he can look up a little bit, but then you get an ugly seam joint there. And then coming down into the hips, the legs can go out that far, his feet can go up that much. You can get just about a 90-degree bend in the knee. And then there is a reasonable amount of ankle pivot in the joint here, forward and back, and you can get him into quite wide stances and he can stand pretty well. Looks like he's about to bust out a rap single, doesn't he? And of course he's got peg holes if you want to put him on a stand, but because these feet are quite wide, you probably won't need that. He's quite sturdy and he is quite confident in standing on his own. So I don't see this guy doing swan dives off the shelf anytime soon. Okay, just getting him into a semi sort of action pose. It works quite well. You can definitely do it, which is really nice, because sometimes some of the designs on some of these figures mean that they can't pose very well, but this guy does actually have the ability to get a wide stance and look a little bit more like he's ready for action. And one of my only issues is I can't find anywhere for these accessories to go. They don't go on the side of the belt. This doesn't seem to be able to fit onto the side of the belt or anything like that, so which is a shame, because he can hold them and he can have them in front of him, but you can't carry them on his person. But what you can do is you can put the hat on so it sits behind his head quite nicely. However, again, I'm not entirely sure if it would actually fit on the head very well at all. Oh, actually, I think we can, yeah. Okay, so yeah, his hat can fit pretty nicely on his head. It looks a little bit high, but nothing too bad. It does work pretty well. Thank God for those ears being able to fall behind his head, because that means that hat can go on pretty nicely. And then if you don't want to pose him with it, you can put the hat behind his head and it looks pretty nice. But again, it's just a bit of a shame you can't put any of these other accessories on his person. But overall, the articulation is pretty good. I would like to have a bit more of a bend in the arms with him, because he is a samurai. He likes to do big action stances and things like that, so it would be nice to get him into those stances. I would also like for him to actually be able to carry his weaponry on him. But other than that, he is a super nice figure. If you were a fan of Usagi Yojimbo in the cartoon, you're definitely going to love this figure. This is kind of the figure you always wanted. And thank God for NECA, because they always do them at such a reasonable price point that they're very easy to obtain. Okay guys, if you do me a favour now, you can get out of my cave. I'm going to go put this guy on the shelf next to all my other Ninja Turtle figures, and he is going to stand out just because of just how bold and confident the paintwork is, the sculpting and the accessories. Bye bye guys.